Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Johnny Sunshine Phillips. Sunday morning, Memorial Day weekend. Uh, Taking the whole weekend off. I had to go up to Moffat on Friday, which was good. Uh, the trip home. Come on, guys. The trip home was not so good. I got there safely. Everything was great, and after I had a great appointment and talk with my doctor. It's very my blood work, everything is in the normal range. um if you could believe that, I'm actually normal when it comes to blood work anyways. But we have great conversations when I meet with Dr. Kubal. Hey guys. But yeah, it was very productive and felt great when I left. I get out, I start my truck up, and start driving. And my plan was to go to this Jamaican restaurant, which I used to go to almost every time I went up there for an appointment. I'd hit the Jerk. It's called the Jerk Hut in Tampa, and they have a buffet with jerk chicken and pork and rice and beans and cabbage and just, man, shit I just love to eat. So my plan was to leave this appointment and go to the Jerk Hut. Well, I get on 275. I put the address in my GPS because I really don't know where I am up there. Anyways, I get on 275. The truck's running a little rough, it seemed like. But I get off the exit. Oh, I was like 2 miles from the Jerk Hut, man. I mean, I could taste the food. And my friggin' truck conks out at the on the exit, like 2 or 3 cars back from the light. And I tried to start it, and the battery was dead, man. I mean, I don't know what happened. So I had to actually push my truck off by myself because not one person asked if they could help, which is just that's the world we live in now. And there'll be more on that in this video. But so I pushed. This is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, man. I pushed my truck off into the grass, and I stopped making calls. I don't have AAA. I let the shit lapse because I just never go anywhere. I did have it when I was traveling up north, but I let it lapse. And so I'm calling around, trying to figure out. I called a mobile mechanic, and the guy showed up. And it was funny, man, because I'm watching this guy walking down the street, and he crosses and he comes up to my truck, and he's a big dude, man, big old redneck, nice guy though, man. And he's got a jump box in his hand, and he tries to jump. He puts his cables on, and he's like, man, this thing's dead. This battery's deader than dead. So he says, I got to go back and get my truck. And he does. He walks back. I don't know where he went, but somehow he ended up on the grass behind me. And he did have a van full of tools. And he was a mechanic, but he had just started his own mobile mechanic service. And he helped me out. He got me we jumped it with his truck, and it started, but it was just rough, man. Like it definitely jumped time. I had an issue with that truck, from like 4 years ago, but it's like a $4,000 repair, and the truck runs fine around town. For whatever reason, it's got a dual overhead cam in this engine, and on the passenger side, that timing chain jumped, so it was off time. But then it just got terrible. I mean, it won't run now. And as soon as it'll idle if you're holding the gas on, keeping it at about 2,000 RPMs. It'll run. Gussie, stop it. But as soon as you put it in drive, it just conks out. So now I go. The guy says, just give me $25. So I gave him $40 because he was a nice guy, real cool guy, and very helpful. And so the next thing, before I called him, I actually called the patrol, the guys out on the highway, the Florida Department of Transportation, road rangers or whatever they're called. And a real nice kid showed up, and black kid, and I said, he said, "You all right, man?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I got a guy coming, a mobile mechanic, to give me a jump." And he said, "Well, man, I could have done that for you." And I was like, "Well, I've already called him. He's on his way, so we might as well just wait for him." And he's a nice kid. Come to find out, he works at the valet at Moffitt Cancer Center. So I'll probably run into this guy again, man. And I gave him $10 for his just because he's a good guy, And so there I sit in my truck. The guy, the mobile mechanic, he left because we couldn't get it going. So I went to Plan C. Plan C was the realization that I'm in Tampa, 70 miles from my house, and my truck doesn't run. So I need to get a tow. I need to call and get a tow. So I call this place up. I call Sarasota first and see if they have somebody that can come up and get me. And they said no. And then the guy in Sarasota, he said, "You should probably call somebody local up there." And he gave me the name of a company. And I called the people up, and a woman answers the phone. She says, "Yeah, we'll get somebody out there." This was at like 1:30. The guy shows up at 6 o'clock, man. I sat on the side of that fucking highway. No water, no nothing. The mobile mechanic gave me a bottle of water. And in the meantime, that kid, that road ranger, about 2-3 hours later, he had circled back around. He pulled up again behind me. He's like, "You all right, man?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm waiting for a tow truck." And finally get in the tow truck guy shows up, and it cost me $370 to get my truck home, and it's sitting in my driveway. But it's time. I need to get that job done. I think the engine is fine. I just need to rebuild that whole front end. Unfortunately, all the timing chains and gears and guides, and they have shrouds around them, so there's no getting around it. The other option is to just buy a rebuilt engine. They come with a 5-year warranty, and I'll tell you, I used to pull engines out of cars when I was like 15, 16 years old, man. Shit, I had at least 10 engines under my belt that I'd yank them out, and it's different now with all this shit. I mean, it was simple back then, back in the 70s and early 80s, but yeah, I had a cherry picker, and I'd pull the engine and transmission out at the same time, and throw a new engine in, because I used to blow them up all the time, driving like a retard. But anyways, it was an interesting Friday, and I didn't eat all day. I hadn't eaten in the morning, and finally got home, man. I ate a little bit, and then I went to sleep. And yesterday was a great day. Today's a great day. I'm trying to see if there's something. We have a national cemetery in Sarasota. It's a beautiful place, very, very peaceful. But on Memorial Day, they have they usually have a big celebration, with music and speakers. And if that's going to happen this weekend, like today or tomorrow, then I'm going to go check that out. It makes me feel good, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful place, man. If you have a memorial cemetery, national cemetery in your area, take a ride through, man. It'll make you think a little bit. But yeah, it was interesting. So now I'm down to one truck, my work truck. Or I think I'm gonna go buy one of those little moped motorcycles, man, just to get me to the store, you know, a mile or two from here. Probably save a lot of money on gas, and you don't need to insure them, all that crazy bullshit, you know. But it's a beautiful day. I'm thinking of jumping in this swimming pool. I'm gonna turn the it's gorgeous. Bella's doing what Bella does. Gussie, he's cool as can be, cool as a cucumber. Yeah, he's a good boy. Oh, Bella. But yeah, so I haven't really worked since Thursday. I got a lot of calls coming in, but I'm scheduling them from Tuesday. I'm taking tomorrow off and just enjoying this time off, man. I will tell you that I think I already did, that my blood work was perfect, which is really good news for me. My doctor, and they don't say this lightly, they're very cautious with their words. He said, man, I'm pretty confident you're cured, my friend. You made it through. And I can do nothing but praise him and my other doctor, Mishra. I tell him, I say, you know, you guys grabbed my hand and you walked me through, you shepherded me through the valley of the shadow of death. And when you got me to the other side, which that's where I am now, they didn't stop. They turned around, they went back, and they got somebody else. And that's what they do, man. They save lives. They're doing God's work here, and they are the answer to my prayers and many, many, many other people. And unfortunately, the results aren't the same for everybody. Unfortunately, some people don't make it. And I could see that my doctor had a heavy heart, because he said that, you know, in the last month or month and a half, they had lost like 3 patients. And you become very close to these people. I mean, they're with you every day of your life when you're fighting this. The nurses, it's hard on them. It's a tough job. But when they see somebody who's made it and is getting better every day, that kind of evens it out, you know. But they're special people, man. The doctors and nurses, and be nice, be kind to them, man. Buy them lunch or something if you can, if you're ever in that position, because someday you'll need them. You may not need them now, but I can guarantee you, I'm not a prophet, but I'm going to tell you, eventually you're going to need those people for sure. Anyways, guys, happy Memorial Day. Think about the guys who've given up their lives for this country, the real patriots. Not this new brand of patriot we have running around. I'm talking about the type of people who were in World War II and Vietnam, not these, weekend warrior types. So, anyways, have a great day. I wish you the best. I got a story to tell you, man. Yesterday I went to Detweiler's, and I was getting some corn on the cob, and I'm standing there shucking some corn, and the guy comes up to me, and he says, "Hey, you John Phillips?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, I watch all your videos, man." He and his wife, they were sitting there laughing their ass off. And I said, "Hey, I'll sell you an autograph for like $10, man." He's like, "Nah, I'm good." And I said, "Well, how about I shuck some corn for you?" He said, "Nah, I'm good with that too." He said, "I know where your hands have been." That's fucking hilarious. So I'm a star, man. It's tough being a star, you know. Got the the paparazzi fucking following me around. Yeah, man. He didn't want to buy an autograph. I actually tried to like say, I'll give you $10 to take one, and he was like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. And then finally he was like, can you stop following me around? You know, back the fuck off there, Johnny boy. Anyways, have a great Memorial Day. I hope you enjoyed this video of me. I'm looking at the time. Yeah, it's a beautiful day, guys. Enjoy it. Stay safe, man. I'm sitting here watching boat after boat after boat go by my house, man. It's going to be total madness out on the water today, and I'm just glad I'm here and not part of that. Boating is a lot of work. It's a lot of fun, I can tell you that, but it's a lot of work too, man. Clean the boat before you go, load everything up, clean it when you get home, unload everything. It's a lot of work, you know. I mean, you think you're relaxing out on a boat, but by the time you're done, you realize you put in fucking 8 hours of hard labor, man. It's one of those dichotomies. I think that's a good word. Look that up. I may be wrong, but anyways, have a great weekend, everybody. Maybe I'll put something up tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.